Hello everybody, and welcome to another video here on Two Guys for Wheels. And of course today with another special vehicle, because this one is the all-new Mercedes-Benz EQC. And it's the very first all-electric vehicle in the history of Mercedes-Benz. So that's rather special in itself. I'm standing now in the front of the car, obviously, because that's probably, well, the most controversial part of the car, so to say, because especially the grille and the illuminated stripe in the middle, that's probably not everybody's cup of tea. To me personally, especially the illuminated stripe is really cool. Looks great together with the multi-beam LED headlights which come as standard. Unfortunately, it's too bright outside so that you can't see the illuminated stripe right now, even though it's actually also on when it's just the daytime running light. But we show you how it looks when it's dark. So that's quite nice. What else about the front? You've got these vents down here, which are surprisingly real. We know features like that from models such as the Audi QS RS4, and I believe that one has fake vents, which is a shame for an RS model. So even the EQC has real ones, which has to do with the aerodynamics, which are really, which are important to this one, obviously, because it's a all-electric vehicle, weighs 2.5 tons. It's massive, it's big, it's heavy. And that's not least due to the fact that the batteries alone weigh 650 kilos. They are positioned right here in the center, underneath the seats, which is great for, in order to keep the car balanced and point of gravity low and centered. Yeah, but still, I mean, 650 kilograms for batteries, that's heavy, so that's why the car is quite heavy as well. Anyhow, standing here next to the car, from the side profile, it looks quite sporty, doesn't it? And especially these lines over here, they somehow remind me of the Porsche Macan, don't they? I mean, just looking from that angle, let me know in the comments whether you agree or not. The rims are 20-inch ones. They have this, aerodynamic ring in the inside, and they are an optional extra. Standard, the car comes as standard with 90-inch alloys, and there are some available 20-inch, but these 21 inches, but these one look really good as well. From the back, we also have the illuminated stripe. We know, this feature now from models such as the Audi Q8. Porsche does it now with the Panamera or the newest 911 models. So nothing too new, but it's the first one for Mercedes, and really suits the car. It looks fancy. Really like it. Thumbs up, Mercedes. Really well done. So the car is quite long, to be honest, and rather big. To add that, it's not too easy to maneuver in daily traffic, but it has all kinds of technique. For instance, cameras under the mirror, of course. Here, the Mercedes sign, as we know it from other models, there's all sorts of radar, cruise control, and for 330-degree camera system. So you do have plenty of stuff that helps you maneuver this rather big car through the tiniest spots in car parks and so on. So anyhow, that's all to say from the outside. Let's check out the inside. So as you can see, we are now in the interior of the EQC, and what to see? I mean, it's classic Mercedes interior. It's high quality, new, stylish, and it's you can see in the car, it's really the small details that make the difference, like that carbon fiber here, or fake carbon fiber, but it looks cool. Bronx vents or Bronx lines right here. And you can even make music in the car. No, jokes aside, really is a great place in here. It's the steering wheel, we know that one, but still, I mean, it's all aluminium, not too plasticky. Yes, indeed, that one is plastic, but still, overall, there's a really high quality impression. And yes, of course, that's not least due to these massive 2 screens. They simply, I don't know what it is, but it simply looks, high quality, new, stylish. So really like that one. I know for a fact that these 2 screens, especially since they simply basically attached it to that, so it's not even the so they used to be in the E-Class, used to be something, a cover on top. I think that's not everybody's cup of tea now. But yeah, honestly, it simply looks cool, looks modern. Really like it. Apart from that, I mean, we know the center console. That's nothing too new here either. Luckily, so thank you, Mercedes. We do have buttons. So it's not all touchscreen here, which is a shame with the newest models too. Well, to my opinion at least. Buttons simply make it much more easier to, I know, set the temperature. So the smaller things, but set the temperature, volume, all that stuff whilst you're driving. And if it's all touch, you constantly have to look down from the road in order to set it here. Yes, indeed, most of the cars nowadays have quite good voice control, and so does this one. But still, I prefer my buttons, at least for the simple things like temperature, volume, that stuff. The screen, so nothing new here. With the right button, you navigate through the right screen, and with the left button, you navigate through the left screen. But we do know that from other models as well, so that's not new. But the EQC is equipped with Mercedes-Benz latest MBUX, hence it's also touch screen. But again, so you basically can maneuver through the screens with the buttons on your steering wheel via touch or from the center console right here. And as you can see, it's really responsive. So really well done. But again, it's just a Mercedes, right? So you expect nothing less. The car is equipped, as I mentioned earlier, with the adaptive suspension. So you can quickly change from the center console right here through the various modes: comfort, eco, maximum range, as I mentioned earlier. Basically simply means that you can't floor the car as you want. You get some kind of pressure preventing you from flooring it. Yes, you can do it, but then you have to go or give it basically a second tip, so to say. And eco, comfort, sport, individual, where you can set steering and suspension, all that stuff as you like it, as you prefer it. What else? We've got, where is it? Navigation. It's a huge screen, also really responsive. And as you can see during our time on the Autobahn and our other videos, and we've got a shot right here as well, which probably makes it easier. As you can see, has this virtual reality sat-nav navigation. Really cool stuff. Haven't seen that before, so that was new to me. It's great, man. Really, it prevents that. Sometimes you really get confused when you come to an junction and there's a road crossing shortly before, and you simply get confused whether it's the road before that you have to take or the road right after. And due to the virtual reality, you simply cannot get confused anymore, or at least it's really hard. So that makes life much more easier. What else? We've got the ambient lighting all over the place, which looks really stylish. Again, that's a picture of it. So yeah, overall, great car. Not only from the outside, but also from the inside. So let's hit the road. So we're back on track now. Quite literally, to be honest. And this part of the German Autobahn is still restricted at the moment, but that problem will be solved in a minute, because there will be a de-restricted part of the Autobahn. And unfortunately it's quite busy at the moment, which is a surprise, because we're right in the Corona pandemic, so to say. And I thought it would be less of a, well, traffic jam is a bit too much, but I thought there would be definitely less traffic on the Autobahn. But anyhow, at the moment we're doing, well, roughly 100 kilometers an hour, and it's a super smooth and comfortable ride. And well, thanks Mercedes for that. Where is it? There it is. So it's this thing is equipped with the adaptive suspension, which means that you can individually configure, well, things like the program. So back to comfort now, and it really is super smooth. Maximum range, by the way, that one means that you basically, once you lift your foot off the pedal, or no, the other way around actually, sorry. If you try to floor it, there's some kind of, well, basically the car tries to prevent you from flooring it, so to say. Well, the idea behind that is obviously that you keep as much of your energy as possible, so that's why it's called maximum range, obviously. So yeah, if you try to floor the pedal, there's some kind of pressure preventing you from doing it. However, you can do it if you really push through, but that's basically, well, should do that only when you try to overtake or so. Otherwise, you should go for that program, sport or something like that would be more appropriate then. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really like that program, and that's our favorite sign right there. That means it's de-restricted, so we're switching to sport now at, see, 130, 140, 150, and 160. Yeah, it really is quite quick, even though I have to say 0 to 100 is rather easy for this beast here, for this electric beast, so to say. 0 to 100 in 5.1 seconds, bearing in mind that this car weighs 2.5 tons, which is incredible. It's more than an Audi Q8, and that one is already quite huge. You can check that one out in our previous video. Yeah, 5.1 seconds 0 to 100, and well, but above that, so 100 plus, becomes a challenge, not in that range of speed. 140, so let's floor it again. 160. So yeah, it's still not effortless, but not too much of a challenge. But from 160 upwards, you definitely feel the lack of power, so to say, which is no wonder. I mean, batteries, yes, the power is immediately available, but at higher speeds. So again, 160, 170, 180, if you want to overtake, then you do feel the difference to a 500 horsepower-ish combustion engine. Yes, indeed, that's not least due to the fact that this car is huge, and it definitely well, has to fight against the wind. But anyhow, I mean, it's an electric SUV. You don't really want to, well, take it to the track on weekend, right? So I guess the power is definitely definitely enough for 99% of the use of this vehicle. And yeah, we've got a range of 325 kilometers now, and let's try to make some space between us and the one in front of us. Then we floor it again. See, that range immediately, well, that took us 2 kilometers, and that were basically, I don't know, not even 200 meters. So you want to keep the balance, because otherwise you definitely won't be able to make the 450 kilometers that this thing should be able to do. Like, that's the official range, 450 kilometers with a full tank of energy. Compared to Tesla's Model X, the official range there is between 400 and 500 kilometers, depending on the motors you choose. So range-wise, it's definitely a competitor for Tesla's Model X. And I have to say, I mean, from the interior, it's the other way around. Tesla really is no competitor to this one, I believe. So at least in my opinion. I mean, it's classic Mercedes interior style. You've got the 2 large screens. The new steering wheel. That's a bit annoying, to be honest. That's the voice control.
Was möchten Sie tun?
And I believe one should be able to switch that one off. I'm not too sure how. Where was I? Yeah, Mercedes interior quality. It's just spot on, really. I mean, you've got... Okay, we definitely have to switch that
Was kann ich für Sie tun?
So yeah, apparently we're not able to switch the voice control off, which is a pity, since it really is quite annoying. But anyhow, we'll try to make the best of it. So yeah, interior again, perfect. You've got the pedals, which you might wonder why the hell are there pedals in an electric vehicle. And they do have a fancy function, because you see these D- on the screen. If you use the downshift pedal, it becomes D-, upshift becomes D-, D, and D+, which adjusts the level of recuperation. Difficult word to say. So yeah, adjusts the level of recoup energy. And if you choose D-, it recuperates up to, wow, and it feels like you hit the brake quite hard. It recuperates up to 75% of the energy, which is quite a lot, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, you see, that's 147, and if I do not brake, I simply lift my foot off the gas, the pedal, and see, it's like as if you would brake quite hard. So that's, well, you have to get accustomed to that, but I believe that one does get used to quite quickly, and then it's definitely a nice feature, since you, yes, are able to recuperate a lot of energy, which of course keeps you in a decent range, battery wise. I mean, otherwise you'll be out of energy quite soon, because this thing really, well, it simply just makes too much fun to floor it, and if you do that too often, of course, you won't come too far. So since there's quite a lot of traffic on the Autobahn, again surprisingly, because I expected everybody to stay at home due to Corona. But anyway, since there's a lot of traffic on the Autobahn, I suggest we switch our surrounding and try to find some nice countryside roads and see how agile this 2.5 ton electric SUV really is. I mean, again, that's not the real purpose of this one, but why not, right? So, see, that's what I mean, really makes it too much fun. But you do feel the 2.5 tons in the corners. So where do we go? Left or right? Left, I believe. And it's so super silent. It's unbelievable. And I have to say, I'm obviously, I mean, the speaking about the channel, but I am rather a petrol head, and I love hearing the sound, and especially when it's burbly and all that stuff. But it really is great fun. This, I mean, due to the fact that you got the instant power with the electric vehicle, it really is so much fun, and that's something that you don't get from a combustion engine, obviously. So that kind of makes up for the lack of noise. And I have to say, it is rather relaxing. I mean, it's really super silent, which is not least due to the fact that this thing has double glass windows, so it's a perfect sound isolation. Probably similar to the level of the S-Class. Not as perfect, but definitely close to it. So all that you can hear, don't know what, there's really not much going on. So it's a bit of tire noise, but not too bad. So really, basically have to focus in order to actually hear that. And yeah, wind noise. I guess that's a bit louder than the tire noise, but still, I mean, I could whisper in this thing, and you would still be able to understand every single word I'd say. So yeah, really great sound isolation. Since we got a bit lost here on the countryside roads, we decided to switch on the sat-nav. We wanted a road close to a hotel that we know, and we simply told this computer, the name of which I won't say now, and because otherwise I'll be back in the voice control. So basically we told her the name of the hotel and wanted her to navigate us to that hotel. We had no address, nothing other than the name, and and that's, well, that's really helpful. We'll see that in a minute. See, that's the
Jetzt rechts fahren.
That's the virtual reality navigation. Really cool feature, because it prevents you from getting confused with different roads and you're not quite sure which one to take, and that one definitely helps avoiding any trouble in those situations. Anyhow, so we only had the name of the hotel, and due to the fact that this one is equipped with internet connection, so Wi-Fi connection basically, it's able to, well, like, search the internet for the address to that hotel, and you don't have to do anything. That's, well, really great and useful, and works quite well. I mean, again, we had that before. If you say her name, I have to concentrate not to do that. If you say her name too often or anything close to that, well, let's overtake that one on that tractor. No problem for this one. Yeah, really fun. Anyhow, so if you say her name or anything close to that, she'll immediately responds, which can become quite annoying, as you noticed previously on the Autobahn. But I have to say that the voice control really works quite well. So for instance, if I tell her, "Hey Mercedes."
Ja, bitte.
Mach die Sitzheizung an.
Ich schalte die Sitzheizung ein.
So like for now, for instance, I simply told her to turn on the heated seating, which you can see there, and it works effortless. So no double asking, sorry I couldn't understand you, or anything like that. So really well. That's our favorite sign right there, because that says can speed up to a maximum of 100 kilometers per hour. So 0 and floor it. 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. So as you can see, it's quite aggressive, especially in that range from 0 to 100. So again, 5.1 seconds. Obviously 100 and above, that's simply where the weight and the size of this thing kicks in, and that's why it's from 100 and more, it's not that agile or aggressive in its speed anymore. But still, so it's not just, yeah, it's really fun to drive due to that immediate power, and still really practical. You've got 500 liters in the back, a range of 450 kilometers officially. So if you drive it too sporty, you'll be below that, but still a couple of hundred kilometers is easy possible. You can charge the batteries from 0 to 80% in 40 minutes, which is not too bad either. It has a maximum charging rate of 110 kilowatts. Not at home there, it's only 7.4, but still, to put it into perspective, Tesla's Model X has a maximum charging rate of 150 kilowatts, and the latest Model 3 even of a charging rate of up to 250 kilowatts, if you have the specific charging station, the newest for that one charging station. But yeah, I mean, still 110 kilowatts and a rate of, well, you can charge again in 40 minutes from 0 to 80%, so that's not too bad. Have a second coffee on your holiday trip and you'll be able to drive the car to the Alps or wherever you wish. So I believe that's not really a problem. Apart from that, it is quite expensive though. So the base price for this model is more than 71,000 euros, equipped with some extras on top. It can get quite expensive, but you do get a lot of car for that amount of money as well. And yeah, again, I mean, I showed you the details before, the drive select modes and the whole Mercedes interior quality. So even though it might be not, so I think, well, depending on the batteries you choose in your Model X, for instance, so one of the main competitors for this one, the range might be even more, because Model X is supposed to do at least, or with the biggest batteries, of a range of 500 kilometers. But still, I think overall this is definitely the better car. It's more luxurious, it's overall greater quality, it's, yeah, I believe even more practical, to be honest. And yeah, so I go for this one, choose this one over a Model X any day of the week. What else? Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is the fact that this thing is so quick. I mean, oof. It's not least due to the fact that it's got two motors, one at the front and one at the back. The one at the front basically does all the work 90% of the time. However, if you really floor this thing, as I did just before, there's a second motor at the back, which basically makes it all-wheel drive. Yeah, so that's how you are actually also able to get the amount of power. I mean, 400 electric PS immediately available. That's how you actually able to get the power down the road, on the road, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to accelerate that quick. without the four-wheel drive. Yes, and to sum it up, it really is a competitor for Mercedes-Benz, for Tesla's Model X. Mercedes, so the EQ range is Mercedes' new lineup, starting with the EQC, new lineup of all electric cars. So either this year or next year at the latest, there will be a EQA, so the all electric A-class level, and yeah, I guess an EQE or an EQS, for instance, will follow soon. So yeah, interesting and exciting times ahead for Mercedes and Mercedes customers and Mercedes lovers, because yeah, it adds a whole new lineup to the brand that is so famous for their aggressive and burbly AMG sound and luxurious vehicles. So this one combines the luxuriousness with the power, but not power of a combustion engine, but electric power, and still, yeah, you still get that feeling when I accelerate. I mean, see? Crikey. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.